of Singaporeans youth agree that phone addiction is a problem in Singapore. Beyond the statistic, it is also evident on social media platforms such as Facebook and Reddit, where users have been rather vocal on posts, forums, and memes about the excessive usage that's affecting their life, even asking for help to manage the addiction. To tackle the problem, PRC has initiated a campaign to advocate lesser phone usage. Reporter Joe is on site to interview the man in charge. Over to you, Mr. Joe.
Thanks, Kayla. This is Jojo reporting live on site at PRC. And today we have Mr. David Tan from PRC with us. Thanks for availing your time for this interview today. So shall we begin with you letting us in more on the launch of this new campaign?
Yes, with the accessibility of smartphones nowadays, there has been a rising number of cases in which our youths are addicted to smartphones. Therefore, our campaign, Smartphone with an Off, will target youths and encourage them to spend a day without their phones. Then post these experiences on their social media platforms with the hashtag Smartphone with an Off. We hope that this campaign, with the tagline, Connecting Lives by Disconnecting Lines, will encourage the wider Singaporean public to be more conscious in using less of their phones, to engage more with the people around them and build these relationships around them.
Sounds good, but how does this campaign actually intend to tackle the issue at hand?
Well, for one, we are going to work with, we're going to partner with the National Youth Council on this campaign. They are an organisation with extensive work among the youth in Singapore. Based on our research, we know that the majority of youths spend about 4 to 6 hours a day on their phones. And 86% of them, they use their phones the first thing when they wake up in the morning. 83% of youths recognize that this is an issue, smartphone addiction. But they are still struggling to manage it or to deal with it.
Those are really staggering numbers that you just brought up. But how do you know if those numbers pose a concern for our youth that require a campaign to manage?
Well, this is a really serious issue. Yeah, there are really mental, physical, and emotional and social effects on our youth as well. We already see that nowadays, and amongst the youth sector, there's a disconnect, and this really poses as a problem for the National Youth Council.
So on that note, could you tell us a bit more about your decision going into a partnership with National Youth Council out of all the other potential organizations out there?
Yes, with the National Youth Council, they are really an organization that has extensive work with the youth in Singapore, and we believe that with this good reputation that they have, our campaign will be perceived as credible and will be able to reach a wide audience in Singapore. We also know that this campaign is in line with what the National Youth Council wants to do, and thus it will be a win-win situation. We know, however, that there might be various restrictions working with the National Youth Council, and the youths might wave it off this campaign as insincere. But nevertheless, we are confident that we are able to overcome these limitations and to deliver a successful campaign.
Wow, that does sound exciting, Mr. Tan. So, can you give us a bit more detail regarding the potential opportunities or risks that you foresee going into this partnership with the NYC?
There are massive opportunities. Well, for one, it is a great privilege to work with the National Youth Council in helping to build a holistic development for the youth in Singapore. We know that there are also opportunities for us to build relationships with the strong local opinion leaders in Singapore for future partnerships. We do know, however, certain risks like trends and other strong opinion leaders online that might pose as a threat, a risk, and undermine our campaign. And we are working to meet these different risks. We are still confident that we are able to deliver a strong and successful campaign.
Thank you so much for going into such extensive detail with us today. Before we move on, do you have any last things to say before we wrap up our interview?
Well, okay, so we are going to release a press release statement in early October, so stay tuned for that. We will also be having our official statement on our website. Yeah, so do look out for that as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the interview. We wish you all the best with this launch of the upcoming campaign.
Thank you.
You can find out more at PRC's corporate website or on Instagram at smartphone with an off. This is reporter Jojo signing out.